The end of 2020 was nigh and fireworks lit up the sky, but RCM was nowhere to be seen. Other fan-made Robot Wars YouTubers thought, where has he been? They spent days and nights on the case, but still they could not find a trace. By the end of the operation, they could all agree, RCM was missing. So where could he be? I'm here. I'm here. You know, I've been lurking around in the shadows, here and there, everywhere. You know, I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyway, how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Model Robot Builds video episode. I don't know what number it is anymore at this point. But it's been... it's been a long time since the last one. And honestly, we've done quite a lot. Some might not think it's much, but you know, things have been going at a bit of a slower pace model-wise recently. But at the end of every year, I always like to go over some robots which I've not used for a long time and say, why am I not using them? And we reinvent them, we upgrade them, and we make them look fabulous again. And sometimes we completely repurpose them into new robots. So, first of all, we're going to go over some basic upgrades. We're going to go quick fire round for this one. Behemoth, it's looking a lot better now. It's got some new plastic attachments here. It's held itself right better. It's got grey on the top now, and it is in general a lot sturdier than it was. It was starting to fall apart. It needed a bit of maintenance. Mystic is also changed. I wasn't really happy with how the old one looked. I might have a picture, I'm not 100% sure. I'll bring it up. But we've completely changed it now. It looks more like the actual Mystic that Crystal Carnage built. This is Crystal Carnage's machine. And the lifter goes all the way back now. And it's detailed a lot better. And it's shiny now. And hey, you love shiny stuff. Also, another robot that's been completely redone and maintained is Bullfrog. It's got a completely new top panel. The old one was falling to bits. The flippers are completely reinforced, and it now shouldn't like fall apart every single time it flips, because that was a problem I've always had with this robot. It's been, I don't know why, but it's looking a lot better now, and it's looking nice and shiny, which is always good to see. 101 is over 3 years old now. How time flies. Built on the 2nd of January 2018. It's now got a shiny Wedge to actually make it competitive now. So it's got a new Wedge, which will get under machines a little bit better and make it look awesome. So yeah, 101, back in business. Next up, our fan favourite X303 here, a very powerful drum spinner. We've completely redone it. If you look at the old one, the drum spinner had basically imploded over all the massive hits it always took. So we've got a brand new drum, completely brand new, and a brand new kind of drum fixing area, because that bit was just flattened. But yeah, X303. Last upgrade here, Asgard's got a shiny new axe. It's completely been reinforced and stuff, and it is now a lot more solid. And it can deal out the hits a lot more. So Asgard's looking a lot better now. Alright, so I think I'll go over a few new machines now. We have done a few of them, but I've not really showcased them off too much. I've not really been doing new machines recently, so that's mainly why. But we have a Wedgie Boy. This one has been long overdue. This is a Team Kevbot's beta weight machine. So you've got the front spinner killer Wedge on the front here. You got like the wings at the side to stop it from getting beached on its side. You got the logos at the top. And you've got these kind of side panels here, which are nice and thick and sturdy, which is awesome. So that's Wedgie Boy. It's made a long time ago, but I'm just getting around to showing it now. Next up is another Crystal Carnage machine. This is the Sting. This is a front hinged flipper, kind of similar to P1 in a way. Really cool machine, this one. I like it, and it's going to be in an upcoming series on my channel that I'm doing with Crystal Carnage, which will be pretty fun. Moving on is a brand new custom for me. This robot is Sinister. It's called, well, I guess it is Sinister, but it's also called Sinister. Now this one is designed, it is a crusher that clamps down, but kind of Robo Chicken style. It's also a flipper, so crusher comes down like that, and it also flips up around the back here. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of a multi-weapon robot, and this one is really good. Can't wait to see it in fights. Last one here, it's a Dutch machine. This is Meter Machine. This is like the only new robot I've made this year. I've really just been maintaining old ones, but it's got an axe here. You know, pretty self-explanatory. It's got the kind of big Meter wedge at the front here. Nice wheels. Pretty awesome looking machine. So yeah, that is neater. So I haven't been completely just chilling this whole time. I actually have been maintaining a lot of my old machines, and I have got some big upgrades on a few of them. Starting with Weird Malice. If you remember Weird Malice, it was just a single flipper. It was pretty ineffective because the flipper just kept curling up, couldn't withstand pressure. We've actually got a 3D flipper now, a proper flipping arm like that, and it's really cool. Sometimes it's a bit hard to actually activate from, because it's kind of inside the machine, so I've got this little tab up here, which makes it a lot easier to flip up. Overall, it's just been upgraded a little bit, maintained, and Weird Malice is an old machine, but it's good to go. Speaking of old machines that are good to go, TR2 has got an amazing facelift. This thing is 4 years old now, nearly 4 years old, I think. It was in a state, I'll put a picture up, it was in a bit of a state, it's not really been maintained in years, so it's got a completely brand new flipper. If the old one's still kicking about, yeah, look, there you go, new flipper, old flipper, 2017, 2020, yeah, so that's awesome. It's got these brand new side panels, it's shiny now, it looks super sleek, and it's really cool, and it actually won Bot of the Month on the Crystal Carnage Discord server, which was awesome. So really good to see this old machine revamped and ready to go again. Some of you may remember Blood. That was a machine I made by the Bloodies. I've since converted it into Road Rash. If you don't remember Road Rash, it was a competitor, competed in season 2 of the reboot of BattleBots. It had some technical difficulties, so didn't actually end up getting into the arena. It only fought one exhibition fight later on with Sawblade, I think, and another machine. But I think I've done this one quite well. It's got its little grabbing arms here, which is cool, and it's got its saw here that comes through, and you've got the little spinner like that too, which is awesome. I think I've done quite well here. You can see it is the chassis of Old Blood. It's been cut down very, very significantly, but it's still technically Old Blood. So yeah, Road Rash looks great. Another old robot I built in 2018 and never really used was Sublime. So I've stuck a wedge on it. Sublime was a lightweight in BattleBots Classic, and I've kind of put my own twist on it now and made it kind of a lifter flipper, low pressure flipper kind of thing. But overall, really cool. It's quite a big machine. That was mainly why I didn't use it, because it was just too big. Since my robots have gradually gotten bigger, it is now still quite large, but it's passable to actually fit in with all the others now, which is awesome. Another old 2018 machine I've converted, I had Catnip. That was Team Pussycat's featherweight in Extreme Series 2. And I've converted my model of Catnip into Ares. It's basically kind of meant to be a ram here. It's got a spinning disc on the front, kind of cool. Burgundy and kind of teal paint job there. You can still kind of see the catnip shape, and it's also got these horns, which kind of help it self-right and keep the disc spinning up the way. Another one here is Starhawk. This is another old 2018 machine. Again, you can see 7th of the 5th, 2018. So it's another old machine that I've converted, and it's back into fighting style. It was a super heavyweight in the classic BattleBots era. Got a powerful spinner on the front, and got like a kind of roll bar that doesn't really work because of these side panels. But hey, that's besides the point, isn't it? Now, some of you have been wondering what happened to Brandman's machine. That is the end. Well, last time I showed it to you, it was in pieces, absolute pieces. I've since redone it, and it's actually a competitive design now. So, still the same machine, but the wedge, it used to be kind of like that, and it was just a fixed wedge, and then it got stuck up like that, it was game over. It's now a lifting wedge, so it comes up like that, and it can lift like that, which is awesome, and it can kind of push down like that to kind of have more of like a steep wedge, and then if it's flipped over, it's in this orientation, but it can kind of push forward, kind of like Sewer Snake style. So it's an interesting machine, and it actually makes it a viable design now. So Brandman, I know you're in your cage over there. I hope you're satisfied. Some of you will also remember the Big Cheese. It won the Bot Builders Edit Wars tournament. It didn't do so well in Robot Wars Omega 2. Spoilers, sorry not sorry, but oh well. I've since converted my Big Cheese model because I rushed it and I wasn't very happy with it. I converted it into Vertex. Now, Vertex is a very cool machine. You can still see it's Big Cheese. And again, there's proof. There, Big Cheese, 11th of 7th, 2020. Powerful spinner on the front. This is still the Big Cheese's vertical disc. It no longer has a flipper now. It's just a proper vertical disc and kind of moves it there. You've got 2 little wedges on the front, and it's also got this big wedge at the back now as well. Love Vertex. It's a very cool looking machine, and it's got kind of a cool triangular design on it. And I'm sure some of you'll also remember from the account Mayhem, I'm also, if you're still watching, I'm going to bring it back this year. That's right, sometime later in the year, we're going to be bringing our CM's account Mayhem back. It's pretty hype. But, you remember Steve? It was a great robot, lots of people loved it, didn't have too much success. I've converted its chassis into a Malice. Kind of cool. Tongue twister there, I quite like it. Lots of people in the Discord have said this actually looks like Suicidal Tendencies, and it kind of does. It's got the wedge, it's got the tracks, and it's got the hammer from Series 4, but very powerful hammer. That is brutal. So you've got that, and you've got this little hinged wedge here as well, which is quite cool. And again, there you go. Steve, what was that? The 21st of the 3rd, 2020. There you go. So Milo Miles, a cool looking machine. I quite like this one. I always love more hammerbots. Alright. Now this is now my oldest robot ever. Technically, sort of. This is Arcus. Now you're kind of thinking, this doesn't look like an old robot, and it kind of isn't, but it kind of is. It was actually built around the chassis of one of my old Chronic machines that got retired when my current Chronic, this one here, got put into service in 2018. But it was the old Chronic, and you can still see the old Chronic's flipper hiding in there. But yes, so this is Arcus now. I really like it. It was built around the chassis of the old Chronic, so the old Chronic is inside there. Really like this design. It's a really powerful flipper, and it could be one to watch in Model War Series 3 whenever that happens. 2070 seems good to me. Last one here, it was machine. It was another converted machine I made in 2018 called Chaos. It was a RoboGames competitor. Again, it never really was amazing design wise, so I've changed it up and I've made it the teammate to Arcus, Intercrust. Now, if you want to know the name choice there, because this is a funky name, basically, oh no, I'm going to go on a tangent here. In space, we have planets that orbit around our sun. They are the planets of the solar system. Other stars also exist in our galaxy, and they have planets orbiting around them too. We've discovered thousands of exoplanets. Recently, NASA has started naming them proper names instead of HD 112678b or something. And one of them was called Arcus, and I thought that's a really cool name for a robot, so I named it Arcus. And so I thought, what would be a good name for the teammate of Arcus? And so I named Intercrust after the star that Arcus orbits around. There you go. So it's a pneumatic ram machine, which is really cool. It can actually punch robots quite far. Overall, it's quite a nice slick design here. And then again, there's Chaos. 19th of the 7th, 2018. Another old machine given a new lease of life. And I think that's the message at the end of the day here. You don't have to retire your older machines. You can really upgrade them. And if you just don't think that they work anymore and you really want to make a new version of that machine, think of, well, can I actually use that chassis for something else? Because instead of putting it to waste and just never using it again, can you do something else with it? And that's what I always try and think, and if I can, then I will do something with it. And as you can see, we've got some brand new, really competitive machines from robots that were just not competitive anymore, which is awesome. And I love reusing old machines. It's a habit I've got into really recently, and I can't recommend it enough. It's great fun to do stuff like that. Anyway, that is it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.